This presentation on Czechoslovakian perfume bottles is brought to you by members of the Czech specialty group of the IPBA. We focus on the stopper bottles produced between the wars. We hope you enjoy. Czech jeweled bottles are just that, bottles all draped and wrapped in Czech jewelry elements. A finished bottle would be sent by the exporter to the shops that added the stones and metalwork, either jewelry makers or closely associated shops, and done to the client or importer's order. Colored glass sticks or canes, supplied by several Czech glass companies, were reheated and press molded into all the designs we see. Opaque glass florals were popular, as were foil back cut crystal stones, marcasites, and faux pearls. And bakelite was hand-carved into roses. The stamped metal filigree is soft and pliable, making it easy to bend into bottle shapes. Additional elements would be stamped from thin metal sheets. These leaves are an example. The girdlers, who were metalworking craftsmen, would fit and solder the various elements into the final product. The metal was brass, copper, or tombac, an alloy of copper and zinc. The metal was fire-gilded, or later electroplated gold or silver. Silver-colored metal is unusual in Czech bottles, and later production is rhodium-plated. Jablonec or Jablonec was the center of Czech jewelry production. The tie to Czech jewelry is evident in items that use the same stamped metal pieces. The small ladies' heads in the necklace are used in a larger size on this bottle. Feathers adorn her hair. The malachite stones used in this necklace are repeated in this bottle by Hoffman with the metal signed Czechoslovakia. The curved malachite glass stones in this butterfly brooch are repeated in this jeweled bottle. Glass could be molded to become jewels for feet, or cut glass beads used to raise the bottle. Metal ball feet are more commonly found. Rarely, large metal pieces were soldered to the filigree. This bottle has a Persian design highlighted with black enamel set across the front. A large glass marbled amethyst stone. These large purple opaque stones are desirable. A cut glass jeweled Schmidt shoe bottle. Turquoise crystal bottles are rare and jeweled ones very rare. Czech jeweling may have a painted-on type enamel to add more detailing to the design. Unusual stones are held here by the pliable metal. Strings of pearls on wires were used. Red and black is always a dramatic color combination. The colors of the stones were selected to complement the color of the glass. Czech jeweling did not escape the world's fascination with all things Egyptian following the discovery of King Tut's tomb. The availability of special orders by importers produced this line that was sold in Cairo shops. The detailing with the use of paints and jewels on Vader and Schmidt bottles was superb. The dimensional floral jeweling was also done on bottles by Vader. They are also special. The variety in subject and techniques used on Czech jeweled bottles was only limited by the imagination. Austrian jeweling is different than Czech jeweling in many respects. Bronze was used as the metal rather than the softer metals the Czechs used, and stones were bezel set. Paintings on ivory were often used in Austrian jeweling, and bottles usually stood on bronze feet. Setting glass stones in the hard metal took very skilled artisans. Bronze collars often wrap the neck of the bottle and hold simple but elegant stoppers that complement the vases. For centuries, several Bohemian glass refiners had produced this type of cut-to-clear glass and undoubtedly supplied the glass to Austria. This type of metal base is never simple. Here, several layers of stamped and cast bronze pieces are soldered to the main stem and foot. A cranberry cut-to-clear bottle with bronze collar and stopper cap, all set with pink and purple agate-type stones. Austrian enameling is a true fired eggshell enamel, unlike the painted-on enamel on Czech bottles. When this enamel is bent, it will shatter and crumble like glass. The strong bronze support helps prevent this. An ornate atomizer comprised of many parts. Purple, white, and black enamel complete the design. Guilloche type enamel is also used in this Austrian jeweling. Here, pink enamel has added bronze cupids, or orange on base and stopper. Even when the metal seems delicate, large stones are held firmly in the bronze. The quality of enameling is among the best you can find on perfume bottles. Combined with the brilliant cut crystal Bohemian glass, the result is striking. As we have seen, the use of cast bronze pieces is another characteristic of Austrian jeweling. This turquoise Hoffman bottle uses rose swags, usually associated with French decoration. A perfect cast bronze medallion of a shepherdess and sheep is set into the metal. Heavy bands hold an enameled parrot on the ends of this Hoffman bottle. The use of large stones is another characteristic of Austrian jeweling. Here, a large molded and frosted glass swan floats. Silver plating is also more common than in Czech jeweling. And marcasites are often used. Finding the tiny Austrian stamp in the metal is often challenging. It may be hidden in the design, on the top of a collar or the bottom of a foot, or simply stamped into the base. Paper labels may be present and seem to all be T&B, made in Austria. Little can be found on this company, who may be responsible for all this Austrian jeweling on the Czech glass bottles. Rarely, the glass will have an Austrian acid stamp. Austrian jeweling is superb. whether done with unusual glass, set with simple large stones, or set with hundreds of tiny stones, using unusual Czech glass. Here, a rare Hoffman bottle, classically embellished with fine metal, and set with Medusa head glass jewel, or outrageously enameled with ultra-modern Mondrian-inspired design. To some collectors, the Czechoslovakian perfume bottles with three-dimensional nude female stoppers are the epitome of the early 20th century glass art. The bottles and stoppers were designed by Heinrich Hoffman, and jeweling when present is Austrian. Hoffman's signature butterfly mark will be on the base and stopper. The 1927 Hoffman catalog pictures 5 sizes of these bottles, A, B, C, D, and E, in ascending order of height from 8 to 16.5 centimeters. All bases are of the same basic pattern, with canted shoulders, vertical sides, and gently flared bases, presenting the viewer with a sense of balance and proportion. This symmetrical bottle design focuses the collector's eyes on the nude female stopper suspended from the neck of the bottle and visible from all sides. Each of the 5 different size stoppers is made from a different mold, and each mold corresponds to its respectively sized base. The stoppers are not interchangeable, since, as in the manufacturing of all Czechoslovakian bottles, each stopper is individually ground and hand-finished to fit the specific bottle neck. The stoppers for sizes A, B, and E bottles are a nude female whose arms flow upward over her head and whose face in bas-relief looks to the left, right, or up respectively. The size C mold is similar to the others. However, her pose has her hands and arms attempting to cover her nudity. The nude figure in the size D mold also has her arms raised, but the centered bas-relief face looks directly forward. The stopper finials vary in design from the more common fan shape and flat top to the less common rose dome. Finials were also rarely made with a 3-dimensional swan. Both bottles and stoppers were produced in a variety of colors, including opaque black. Embellishments to the bottles include metal bases and matching neck collars, both set with various gemstones, jewels, or seed pearls. Or highlighted with elaborate enamel work. Some of the bases rest on attached carved crystal or jeweled feet. The rarest metal bases and collars are gold-plated. A written description of these works of Czechoslovakian art glass fails to depict their ultimate aesthetic and should be viewed in person when possible. All these bottles were available as sets, usually a perfume, atomizer, and powder, or perhaps with elaborate hand mirrors, hairbrushes, clocks, frames, and anything a lady could desire at her vanity. We hope this has helped give you information to start collecting these beauties, one bottle at a time. And before you know it,